like to have all players take the field. Will all players from both teams take the field, please? Play ball.
Hey, come on, Mary! Come on, Mary! Come on, that kid! Get over there! Come on, that kid! Hey! Oh, Bednar! Here, stop! Come on!
Guys, what do you say?
Come on, JB! Come here!
Yeah, I think it's a great honor to have known these women are pioneers in women's sports, and I feel they're much. I'm young. I'm a young one for this crowd, and I was only 17 back then. So, but I consider it an honor to be associated with them. I really do, because they are pioneers in the women's sports. Billie Jean King did it for tennis. Patty Berg and Mickey Wright did it for golf. But these women started the whole thing.
In 41, when Pearl Harbor was bombed, Mr. P.K. Wrigley had the idea then that probably the government was going to draft all of the young eligible males in the country. And he figured, geez, if I lose all my players on the Cubs and all of the other leagues are going to fold in the American and the National Leagues, what am I going to do? And there were people in the Midwest who worked for defense plants, and the pay was good. They had money to spend, but they were on gas rationing, and they couldn't travel any distance to get amusements. So he said if I could have 2 teams in each of the states around the lake, that would be an 8-team league. And there were enough young ladies to fill those rosters because we had between 15 and 18 on a team. And he said, you know, if we can get that many young ladies play night ball in the summertime when the heat's on back here, he said we could probably make a huge success of it. And the history of it speaks for itself. It went from the early 40s into the mid-50s. So they had lots of opportunities to expand that. But then, when the draft didn't take all of the major league players, our league still continued to grow into the late 40s, but the men were still in competition with us. Although in Muskegon, when we won the pennant in 1947, we drew 100,000 people.
Actually, at the time we played, jobs were scarce, and salaries were low, and so we had some of the best paying jobs in the country at the time, for a woman, again, for a woman.
We started out with like $50, and I think a week, and that was good money at that time. But like the bigger kids, I mean, you know, that were there, they got to go to Cuba for spring training and Florida for spring training, and they were making like $150 plus the playoffs. I probably made more in playoffs than I did in the regular season.
I think it's probably the most enjoyable thing I've ever done, and it's something you love to do. You spend a lot of time at it. You give up everything to go play because it's just like a job. We went to spring training, and then we'd barnstorm north for the season, and you just lived and slept baseball for 4 months or whatever it was, 3 months. And you really have to really down deep want to do it,
Yeah.
or forget it, because it was something you love.
It was something that's once in a lifetime deal. As you know now, there's not anything for girls much, professional wise, unless you're a golfer, that's about it, or tennis. But back then, you didn't play golf, you didn't play tennis, unless you had some money, and we didn't have any money.
Well, it's probably meant everything in my life. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And like coming back today just brings back old memories, you know, even the Star Spangled Banner, how we all stood and had our hands on our chest, and just the memories of meeting all lot of nice women.
Well, 43 was I was a dismal pitcher for a few years, and then I learned to throw better. But they said, what would you do? What's your ambition? And in a book that we had for the Racine Bells, and I said, to achieve stardom in the All-American League. So it must have been that I felt that I liked it and I wanted to do something better than I was. It was a marvelous game.
Well, she worked very hard at it, and she would pick, you know, certain pitchers, men pitchers that were great. And I remember one time we were out in an alley, and she was learning these pitches from these star ball players.
Yeah.
And only through sheer hard work did she become what she did finally become.
The countryside just took these girls to heart because they dearly loved becoming avid fans, follow the club on the road when they could, you know, and sponsor them in their own hometowns. And they had fan clubs and booster clubs that went all out for these youngsters. And I was talking to some of the kids in the hotel last night. They said they still hear from a lot of these fans, which is remarkable.
Again, you go back, it didn't mean much to us then, to a certain extent, but the kids used to carry our gloves up to the clubhouse and stuff like that, and autographs and all that. And I know here a couple of years ago when we had one of our first mini reunions here in Fort Wayne, I remember Vivian Kellogg and I were sitting on a bench out there at Tecumseh, and some young girl about 16, 17 years old came up and asked Vivian for her autograph, and Vivian got so excited, she said, this hasn't happened to me in years.
In years, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
It was a good time and yet a bad time. A lot of people didn't expect women to play ball, and they thought there was something wrong with us. But, you know, that time has changed, thank God. But that's why we wear skirts and things like that.
Yeah.
I remember you used to get so mad you're on the bus riding and stuff, and when you got off to get a bottle of pop or anything, you had to put on your skirt in order to get it because the femininity was that important.
But a lot of times, the girls would have racist things said to them, or sexist things said to them, and about them, about they shouldn't be out there like that, and give them a bad name and bad reputation. But all they did want to do is play ball and have a good time, and the boys got to do that stuff, but every time the girls, I don't know why the girls weren't allowed to do it.
Anybody that played sports, any woman that's played sports in that era was considered a tomboy. And he didn't want that image. He wanted ladies. And that's why he had us dressed like he did. When we were out in public, he wanted us to be ladies. He didn't want a bunch of roughneck tomboys. And nowadays, of course, a woman in sports is not looked upon that way. But those days, they were looked upon that way.
And a lot of these people says, well, what the hell, these girls can't play baseball. Not baseball, it's softball. No, it's hardball. They came out and watched them and found out that it was an art all unto its own. And to see girls do it. My father was a skeptic, and he had been in baseball for 35 years, but they used to spring train in California a bit, and I'd take my dad over to work a couple of exhibition games, and he said he just couldn't believe seeing these kids do double plays and, you know, hit and runs and all this. He was very impressed with them.
And I think it's difficult for anybody. You can look at the videotapes, and we do have some now that have come up, of the caliber of ball, and it gives me the heebie-jeebies, too. You know, I get the feeling there, I mean, it was really good baseball.
For the day that we played, I'd say we were pretty good. Most of them could throw just like boys and men, and they could hit, and they grunted, and they groaned, and they run as fast as they could, and they slid. They did everything that needed to be done.
It's hard to describe because I don't believe anybody really believes it. Because the girls played just fantastic ball. I think a lot of them could have competed against the men. And when you sit and you talk about that, you know, it goes right over somebody's head because they can't visualize how great the girls were.
Now, Joanne, you were a pitcher.
Yes.
Right? And you hold the record in games won. You share it, actually.
Share it with Connie Wisniewski.
Okay.
Yes.
And what season was that, and how many games was that?
Oh, it was 1946. And we had a great year that year, the Racine Bells, and you can always say that you have a record probably because you had a great team behind you. So it was gratifying to pitch that year.
And Sophie, you were a second baseman.
That's correct.
And you hold the record in bases stolen one season.
That's correct.
How many is that?
Well, 201.
And what season was that?
1946.
And then we also found in the record books that you hold the record for home runs.
Yeah, that surprised me. I wasn't aware of that until recently.
How's it feel, Joe?
A little strange.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Are you excited about
marvelous? Yeah.
walking out on this diamond with?
I felt the heart going a little faster, and I dropped the first ball I was thrown.
That'll be the only
I
time.
picked it up, nervously wiped it off.
Yeah. Are you going to start off pitching?
Great. That's what they say.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks.
How's it feel, Dottie?
Oh, it feels great, but the arm's going to be sore tomorrow.
What's going through your mind right now?
Right now, when I first started,
Yeah.
I was so young, and I couldn't had a chance to really know these girls. But now I do.
Well, we're looking forward to this.
Yeah.
All right, have a good game.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sure.
These women? Oh, God, 35 years, maybe more. It's
Yeah.
great to see them. They all look young.
I agree with you. Have a good game.
Thank you very much.
Bottom of first.
Here, there it is, here.
How does it feel?
Feel a little stiff, but great.
Yeah? Are you excited about the game?
Well, if everybody survives, that's a miracle, but it'll be nice.
Are you going to be catching?
I'll start catching.
You're going to catch Dottie.
Yeah.
You
I don't know how long she's going to last, and I don't know how long I'm going to last.
You expecting any type of pitches from her? Fast,
No,
slider?
just hopefully over the plate.
All right. And any home runs today for you?
Oh, yeah, at least 3.
Okay. All right. Talk to you after the game.
Sure.
Oh, nice play. Nice play.
Still see the athlete in these women?
Oh, sure.
Yeah?
They'll never lose that.
I agree with you.
They won't lose the will to win either.
That's true,
You
too.
know, so,
Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.
yeah.
God, look at that. Look at that. Go, Willie, go. Come on, Willie.
For a bunch of old ladies, they look pretty spry.
Hey, did you see Maddie's arm? I mean, this always intrigued me. She had one of the best-looking overhead arms you ever saw in your life, and I love to watch her. Super, Maddie. You caught him off third.
Yeah.
Now, I feel great. You know, I haven't done anything in 30 years.
Currently, downtown restaurant, 2 complimentary lunches, with 1 cent for lunch on the landing.
Oh, well, I only slowed up because I thought the coach was stopping me. When I turned around and saw the ball, I said, heck, I can make that. Just kept going.
I felt great. I thought it was just wonderful. Actually, I've been in sports for about 40 years. I have never given them up yet, and I don't think I will for the next 15 to 20 years. And I think the ladies that were out there put every effort into it, just like they did 30 years ago.
What the heck do we care? Hail, hail, the gang's all here. What the heck do we care now?
So what did the Fort Wayne Daisies mean to you when you were growing up here? I mean,
the Daisies were one of those, just like Major League to little boys. I mean, you watch these ball players, they walk on cloud 9, you know, and you just watch them and you want to be one of them.
That's, no, they were, I was in awe of them. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. I still am.
Yeah.
There was really one outstanding play I remember, and Betty Wagner made a beautiful catch. She was playing right field.
Right field?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one of those Texas leaguers that drop over first or second, and she was fast and got it.
And then one time I was catching, and Betty Foss, one of the big hitters of the league and stuff, was up to bat. And I was just mouthing off back there like I usually did to all the batters, and Betty hit a ground ball to shortstop or third base on the 2. And she got a little mad and she didn't run. She didn't run to first base. She just took a couple steps and let them throw her out. She walked past me and I said, Betty, you're not hustling. And boy, she turned around and she started after me, and I took my mask off and I was going after her. And it was something I never thought she'd hit her like that, you know, but boy, I wasn't going to back down.
So what happened when that happened? I mean, did you get benched?
No,
what did the ump do?
She just, you know, we come up to each other and mouth back and forth a little bit. By that time, there's other people there, and she'd have hit me, I'd have died.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Every reunion, we get a good laugh out of that. She passed Wilma Briggs between third and home one game, and I think it was in Kalamazoo, I believe, because I was playing short, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I mean, I was just dumbfounded. And, boy, she passed her between third and home, and she slid into home ahead of Wilma Briggs, and that was it.
That was it, huh?
Yeah. Those are one of the things you really remember.
Yes.
Well, you have to come to this point to realize that the league did mean something to you. When we played in it, it was just a lot of fun, you know. And now we're beginning to realize that we really had something and an opportunity that not many people had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's become very important to us. I mean, you know, it was great.
Who's that one there? Right there.
Who's that one there?
Oh, where? This one right here.
Where's your finger?
Well, it wasn't me because I don't smoke.
I didn't smoke.
No, it's not. Look at her.
Isn't that Faye Dancer?
Oh, it's not.
Which one?
This one right there.
Yeah, that's one I was looking at too. No, loan me your glasses.
I didn't know her.
Loan me your glasses.
That might be. It is you. It is you.
I thought that was you because that's the way your cigarette hangs.
Yeah. I thought that
Is that me, honey? I'll be damned. Who are you? Where's your baseball bat? Where's your baseball bat? You gotta wear your baseball bat. We tracked down the players.
We would. That
made me blush.
Well, it brings back some very, very happy moments. It's exciting, very emotional. I mean, you just have fun when you're around them because everybody has the same feeling. It's some spirit, you know.
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. It's a gift that you're glad that you had the opportunity to have had, and it's something you'll never forget as long as you live, and that's something you'll treasure always, and it's friendship you'll keep, and the memories will always be there, and that when you look back, and that we've lost a few from our team, which makes me sad, but the rest is just wonderful, and the happiness is there, being here, and being with them.
Well, mainly it's meant all lifetime friendships, I think. I think there will always be a certain bond between each and every one of these girls. A lot of the girls you never played on the same teams with, but you were more or less friendly enemies on the field, but as the years go by, you will always have that special bond, I think. And then especially in each city where I played, it was the fans. I will always remember them, how supportive they were of all the girls, and we were almost like family with them. And those are two of the greatest things that I will remember.
My whole life is based on this, and for girls' sports, I think that's what I should have done. That's what I pushed. I lived what I should have been doing. Okay. I enjoyed it.
My Aunt Dot loved you all very much. She loved the league, and she gave me a sense of the league. I grew up hearing stories about Faye Dancer, Pepper. They were all wonderful legends to me. Sue Kidd and a foursome of Slats, Joyce, Terry. I'll bet y'all were something. Everyone I can talk to, I tell about the league. Anyone that'll listen to me, I tell about the league. And people ask me, why do you care about something that folded 30 years ago? And I tell you, if they could spend the days with you that I have spent with you, no one would ever ask me that question again. You are all pioneers, and you're all legends. I overheard Lou Arnold say to one of the interviewers, go talk to one of the stars. Actually, she said to the stars. But she said, you don't want to talk to me. I wasn't a star. I'm telling you, you're wrong. Each and every one of you is a star and a legend in your own right. And I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.